The Catharan Detention Center orbited the gas giant Nexus 7, a fortress of crystalline walls and energy barriers that had never seen a successful escape in 3 centuries. Commander Zexithol regarded the human prisoner through the transparent aluminum viewing port with professional curiosity. The creature sat motionless in its cell, staring at the wall with those peculiar binocular eyes. Subject designation: Marcus Chen, Terran Federation Navy. Zexithol read from his datapad. First human captured alive. Intelligence value: immeasurable. The human had been unconscious when brought aboard 6 cycles ago, his small fighter craft disabled after a skirmish near the outer rim. Now, as the first living specimen of the species that had been giving the Kitharan Empire such unexpected trouble, he represented the key to understanding their enemy's psychological warfare tactics. What the Kitharans didn't understand was that Marcus wasn't studying the wall. He was counting. 17 seconds between guard rotations. Energy field pulses every 43 seconds. Maintenance drones sweep the corridors every 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Marcus had been awake for most of his captivity, feigning unconsciousness while his enhanced metabolism processed the alien sedatives faster than his captors anticipated. His neural implants, standard issue for deep space reconnaissance pilots, had been quietly mapping the station's layout through micro-vibrations and electromagnetic signatures. The Kitharans made their first mistake by underestimating human adaptability. Their second mistake was assuming their prisoner was helpless. When the next maintenance cycle began, Marcus moved. The energy barrier that contained him was sophisticated, a quantum field that would repel matter at the molecular level. But Marcus had noticed something during his observation period. The field's frequency shifted slightly when the station's massive fusion reactors cycled power to maintain orbit around the gas giant. At precisely the right moment, Marcus pressed his hand against the barrier. The quantum field, designed for steady-state resistance, flickered for exactly 0.3 seconds as power redistributed. It was enough. Marcus slipped through like a ghost. The corridors of the detention center were eerily quiet, lit by bioluminescent panels that cast everything in sickly green light. Marcus moved with predatory grace, his military training taking over. Every step was calculated, every breath controlled. He reached the armory first. Kythran weapons were energy-based, elegant crystalline constructs that responded to their wielder's bioelectric field. They weren't designed for human hands, but Marcus wasn't trying to fire them. He was trying to overload them. 20 minutes later, alarms began blaring throughout the station as sequential explosions rocked the armory level. But Marcus was already 3 decks away, standing in the communication center as confused Catharan technicians tried to understand why their quantum encryption arrays were broadcasting human military frequencies across the sector. Commander Zexithol arrived at the communication center just as Marcus finished his work. The humans stood calmly amid the smoking wreckage of their most secure systems, hands raised in apparent surrender. "Remarkable," Zexithol hissed through his translator. "You have accomplished the impossible, human. But for what purpose? You are still trapped aboard this station." Marcus smiled, a distinctly human expression that the Kitharans found unsettling. "Am I?" The viewport suddenly blazed with light as dozens of Terran Federation ships dropped out of hyperspace around the station. Sleek destroyers and massive battlecruisers materialized like vengeful spirits, their weapons already charging. "You see, Commander," Marcus said conversationally, "humans have this saying, 'No one left behind.' When you captured me, you didn't just take a prisoner. You took bait." Zexithol's chitinous faceplates flared in alarm. "Impossible. Our quantum encryption is now broadcasting every military frequency, patrol route, and defensive position in this sector directly to my fleet." Marcus gestured toward the ruined communication array. "Did you really think we'd let you keep the first human prisoner without a rescue plan?" The station shuddered as Terran boarding pods began attaching to the hull. But Zexithol noticed something odd about the formation outside. The human ships weren't just here for rescue. They were arranged in a perfect sphere around the gas giant, blocking every possible escape route. "You didn't just escape," Zexithol realized with growing horror. "You turned yourself into a beacon." Marcus nodded. "Every Kitharan ship that responded to the station's distress call is now trapped in system with us. 3 of your assault fleets, if my count is correct. Your entire mobile reserve for this sector. Through the viewports, Zexathul could see Catharan vessels desperately trying to break through the Terran blockade, only to be met with precisely coordinated fire from ships that somehow knew exactly where they would emerge from hyperspace. "How?" Zexathul whispered. Marcus tapped his temple. "Neural implants. I've been recording everything. Every conversation, every tactical discussion, every piece of intelligence that passed through this station while your people thought I was unconscious. My fleet knows your deployment patterns, your communication protocols, your tactical doctrine." The human walked to the viewport, watching as another Kitharan cruiser exploded under concentrated Terran fire. "You wanted to study humanity by capturing one of us. Congratulations, Commander. You're about to learn our most important characteristic." "Which is?" Marcus turned, and his smile had transformed into something predatory. "We're persistence hunters. We don't just escape. We turn every trap into an opportunity to hunt you back." The Battle of Nexus 7 lasted 14 hours. When it ended, the Kitharan Empire had lost an entire sector fleet, their most secure detention facility, and any illusion that humans could be easily contained. Marcus Chen returned to Earth a hero, but more importantly, he had delivered a message that echoed across the galaxy. Humanity didn't just survive capture, they weaponized it. The war would continue for 3 more years, but historians would mark the Battle of Nexus 7 as the moment the tide turned, not because of superior technology or numbers, but because the Kitharans finally understood what they were fighting, a species that could turn their greatest weakness into their most devastating strength. After all, humans had spent millennia being prey before they learned to become predators. Being captured was just another kind of hunting.